Welcome to Stark Raving Social, the podcast for comms pros who want to stay ahead in a world that won't stop changing. Your host is Sherry Lynn Starkey, social media strategist, industry pioneer, and trusted advisor to brands navigating the digital landscape. With decades of experience in marketing, PR, and social media, she's here to bring you the insights, strategies, and conversations you need to stay ahead of the curve. From shifting algorithms to AI-driven content, from crisis comms to culture shifts, if it's shaping the future of our industry, you'll hear about it here. This is Stark Raving Social.
I'm Sherry Lynn Starkey, and today we're digging into something every organization needs, a social media policy. Let me start with a story close to home. Last week, Ottawa police arrested a man after threats were made against St. Mark Catholic High School in Manotick. Those threats followed personal social media posts made by a teacher about the death of U.S. media personality Charlie Kirk. Now, wherever you land politically, here's what matters. That one person's online comments left students, families, and colleagues feeling unsafe in their own school community. It's a stark reminder that personal posts don't always stay personal. And when they spill into your professional life, the consequences ripple far and wide. Now, let's jump over to Los Angeles. A MAC cosmetics manager at LAX thought it would be fun to post a day in the life TikTok. But her video showed her TSA badge, register passcodes, even details of handling the cash. It was lighthearted in tone, but it went viral for all the wrong reasons. Suddenly, what looked like a harmless behind-the-scenes content raised serious security concerns. It exposed vulnerabilities, and it put staff and travelers at risk. Although she argued the filming was allowed, she's crossed the line, and she ended up getting fired with cause. This wasn't just about brand reputation, it was about safety. And this is the heart of it. Social media policies aren't there to silence people or to stop them from being creative. They're here to protect people, organizations, and communities. I once worked with a Canadian trade union whose members were going rogue online, calling for illegal walkouts, skipping safety checks, and publicly undermining the leadership. It was creating risk for everyone involved. The fix wasn't complicated. We pulled together a simple set of guiding principles for social media and added them to the membership agreement. We made sure that everyone understood them. That clarity gave the union a tool to deal with troublemakers, restore trust, and cut down on harmful behavior. Even a simple policy can make a difference. Another time, I worked with a Canadian Crown corporations whose mandate is to fund research and innovation in developing countries. Their challenge was different. They had to follow the Treasury Board's directive on federal communications and identity, but they also needed a policy that made sense for academics and researchers around the world. So we blended the two. The policy explained which channels and formats were best for connecting with global research communities, and it even factored in international trends from sub-Saharan Africa to Southeast Asia. And at the same time, it was grounded in Canadian best practices. The takeaway was a good policy that reflects the unique mission of the organization and the people who represent it online. So what does a strong social media policy look like? First, it should help people understand how to balance personal and professional use so that the individual and the organization are both protected. It should set out clear rules about confidentiality and what's okay to share and what's not okay to share. It should remind people to think about safety, both their own and others, and it should give clear steps to follow if something goes wrong, whether that's a threat or a breach or a crisis brewing online. A good policy doesn't just sit on a shelf. It's backed up by training and refreshers so that people stay sharp. It also makes accountability crystal clear by spelling out the consequences of breaking the rules. And finally, it's kept up to date because social media changes constantly and yesterday's guidance might not fit tomorrow's trends. So here's the bottom line. Social media isn't going anywhere. The risks are real, and so are the opportunities. A strong policy doesn't just help avoid crises, it builds a culture of respect, safety, and accountability. It shows employees that leadership has their back and it tells the public your brand takes responsibility seriously. So, if it's been a while since you reviewed your social media policy, now's the time. Don't wait for a crisis to expose the gaps. Review your policy, protect your people. I'm Sherry Lynn Starkey.
Thanks for tuning in. If you got value from today's show, make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode, and please leave a rating or review, which helps others find the show. And if you know a fellow comms pro who could use these insights, share the podcast and help them stay ahead in a world that won't stop changing. Until next time, keep learning, keep adapting, and keep making an impact.